Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Ticor Tech Corner. Today, we're going to be talking about an overview of Ticor Tech Farm. We are honored to have the CEO of New Homepage, which is the company that developed with us and our partner, developing partner of Ticor Tech Farm, Javier de la Piedra.
Hello.
Javier, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So we decided that it would be probably a great idea to have and record a training session, and several of them that will focus on areas and features of the Ticor Tech Farm. So just very quickly as an introduction, Javier, the spirit of how we created the Ticor Tech Farm was really to give our customers a platform where they can upload their farm and be able to get analytics and a 360 view of how their farms really are performing, which we will get into. In addition to that, and that's with the free version, but obviously there is a second and an upgrade which allows for premium data, which is really, really powerful, and we're going to go to that later in other trainings.
Absolutely, and you're going to really like all the other features that it has. But even the free version, Kareem, has an enormous amount of features that they can do and work with that make the realtor's life a lot easier to analyze their farm and know what they're marketing to.
Absolutely. So I think today for this particular session, we're going to start with just an overview, correct?
Yeah, just an overview. We're going to go through all the highlights of the product, and I understand we're going to do some more with some specifics.
Very good. So obviously the site to go to for our customers to register is Ticor Tech Farm.
Right,
.com.
TicorTechFarm.com. I'm at the site right now, and you'll see the main login. The first thing a customer should understand is that they need to register. And to register, you just click on the little registration button at the bottom. And then, Kareem, you'll see that they can type in their email address, their company name, their first name, all their contact information.
Just a regular form.
A regular form. A real important note is the email address will be their username. And it is an important item because that email address, whichever they use, is how farms will be sent to them. So it's important that when they talk to customer service or their reps, that the email address that they use here for their username is what they give their rep to have farms sent to them.
And that's a very good point, Javier. So when our customers call our customer service department to ask them to upload maybe a particular farm, they need to give them that username that they're using with the farm.
Right.
Because that's how we identify it. Fantastic. Anything else that, obviously there is a section there where customer is encouraged to select their account executive within Ticor.
Yeah, they select their rep. Once they've chosen their rep, that rep is associated to that account so that they can assist them with any problems or assistance or getting farms managed and getting them in there. There's also an access code, and the access code is an important part to getting into the system.
Okay, and what is that access code?
That access code is Ticor Tech.
One word, all lowercase?
One word, all lowercase. We actually just made it so that it's upper or lowercase will not matter.
Very good. So no spaces, all lowercase or uppercase doesn't matter. Ticor Tech.
Right.
Very good. And
once they register, they get a confirmation that they've registered, and they can log in immediately, which makes it really nice because then they can come in and they can use the system. Keep in mind, once they register, though, they're not going to have any farms. So they will have to go get farms sent to them. And then once the farm is sent to them, they will get a confirmation email that a farm is ready in their account.
That's very good. So the process obviously is to first register, and then obviously call our customer service at Ticor, depending on the county where you are, and ask them to upload the farm to Ticor Tech by giving them the username and then allowing them to upload the farm with the name. Next, we're going to log into the site.
We're going to log in and we're going to do a quick overview of the product. I've actually logged into an upgraded account, but we will talk about the features that are paid for and not paid for. First thing you see is your great looking rep there, Kareem. That's a picture of you.
That is a good looking rep.
You'll also see a list of the farms that you've sent up, the farm names, and you'll have some features across the left going into settings where you can upload your picture and logo and change your contact information, which comes into play when you start mail merging letters and emails. But the first thing is the farms. The farm name is what customer service has named the farm. So do make sure that you tell customer service to name the farm the way you want it.
Great.
You see the date it was created, the date of the farm was uploaded. You see the turnover rate of that farm. So you can tell how many people in that farm have sold in the last 12 months. Also see the number of records, the last time it was updated, and this is a really big item, and this does not cost you a dime, is if you check the auto update option, that farm will update twice a month to any current new ownership information.
And that's a very good point, Javier. So the auto update, essentially when you, typically in the old days when you used to request a farm from customer service, as soon as you got it, it was really more of a dead data because really it was not updated until you get an update 3 months later or 2 months later. So
Right.
this essentially will allow our customers to basically upload their farm and their farm to be updated automatically.
Correct. And they get an email notification that their farm has been updated, listing the records that have been updated, and they can come into the system and see those updates. And
Very good.
we will demonstrate a little bit of that as well. So going into the farm, there are many options in the farm. And again, we're just going to do a quick overview here, but here I could download a CSV. I could send a Corfac file. Those users that use Corfac, you can download their specific format. I can email the farm, can print labels, reports, mail merge letters, see previous output, and match email addresses. All great functions, which we will go into more detail in our other videos.
Very good.
But going into this farm, I want to show you how what the type of information that you can see within that farm. So right off the bat, you see your complete farm, and these are filters that are based on the farm. I could see recent buyers, I could see people that are out of state, I could see absentee owners, I could see owner occupied, likely movers, which is a great algorithm showing up homes that are more than likely going to move or sell within the next 24 months, new homeowners, and a flagged folder which we'll go into in more detail in other videos, and then our premium data. But the key item is the stats. So you can come into the stats and you can see the complete stat set of your farm. You can see the turnover rate, average stay in years, which is a really important factor in a farm, because now I can see, okay, anyone over 6 years in their farm is more than likely a mover. I can see the average sale price, number of records, recent buyers, all the different tabs that were across the top here, and then I can come down into these dynamic graphs. I can see that owner occupied is 2,208 people, or 64% of my farm. So 64% of my farm lives in their home.
And this is great for a lot of our customers where they've been farming for a long time, but really they don't get these kind of stats. You're able to basically have a full dashboard that gives you an insight into your farm and allows you to really hyper target various tiers of customers, which is really
Absolutely. Not only hyper target your farm, but hyper target a farm that you maybe have been thinking of doing.
correct.
You want to see if it's valid, if you can make some money there. Here I can see the owner occupied percentage, which is high. I can see the turnover rate. The turnover rate is 7.93% in that owner occupied area. But the absentee owners, they're at 4.8%. So the people that are not living there, they're not moving too much. So this is a good farm to actually look at and see what's happening. I can see my recent sales. You can see my recent sales are 93% of my total farm. That's pretty big. That's a heavy moving farm. And then I can come into my long-term ownership. I got a lot of people that have been there for quite some time.
Now, how do you determine recent sales in terms of time?
So recent sales are sales within the last 24 months.
24 months.
So
okay.
those are people that have moved into their home within the last 24 months.
Very good.
Then I can see the square footage term, and I can see a graph at the bottom showing my max and min and average for my square footage. So all those are great stats that you can go into and look at and view. But being that this is an overview, Kareem, I'd suggest we go into the some of the other great features that they have.
Very good.
So out of state, I want to just as an example, in out of state, you'll see that out of state is 387 records. I can paginate through, I can look at all the different records, I could click on any one individual, and I can go into the edits for all those individuals and see ownership information, note information, and I can go in and type notes on that property. I know their phone number, I know the daughter's name, I know the new marriage, whatever information I have, birth dates, I can put that information in there.
Now, just for the record, we do not aggregate any loan information as of yet.
Correct. There's no current loan information in the system per SB 133. There's some limitations that title can give.
Very good. The other thing that I like, Javier, is when you're displaying the smart microfarms and these filters, that menu follows you the action menu. So you're able to basically, with any of these farms, you're able to download the CSV and email that particular farm.
Right. So when I'm in Complete Farm, I'm looking at all the records, but when I'm in Recent Buyers, as Kareem said, I can come in to download CSV, download Corfac, email a farm, print labels, and it's only affected into the Recent Buyers. So I'm printing labels just of Recent Buyers.
Very good.
And a great little thing just came up here. You'll see all these records are in green. That means in the last 15 days, those records have changed ownership.
Oh, that's great.
So after 15 days, the green goes away. That means that this account would have gotten an email within the last 15 days telling them that there have been a bunch of updates or a bunch of ownership changes.
So all these individual records that are all highlighted in greens are new owners.
They're new owners. They've happened in a recent time, and they're there.
Very good.
Right. So now I can come on and I can go into absentee owners or any others, and just as we stated before, absentee owners, if I go into the download functions, all those functions are just within absentee owners. I can also move records into my flagged folder. So the flagged folder is a very powerful folder where I can click, let's say Gordon here, I know is a realtor. I don't want to send Gordon any kind of output. I don't want Gordon to be part of my stats. Not that I know that Gordon's a realtor or not, but I could take Gordon, I can move him to my flagged folder, and now in the flagged folder he will sit. I didn't actually move him right now, but in the flagged folder these people are sitting and they're not part of my stats anymore. But they're still part of my farm. You'll notice that one of my flagged records has a recent change. So that's a good information, so I can go in there and I can look at it and keep a track of it, but they're no longer part of my stats. Or I could just put them into the flagged folder because I want to send these people a postcard, I want to send them an email, I want to send them a label, or whatever you want to do with them, you could do that from that function.
Now, for a flagged section, it works obviously both ways. Even if you wanted to flag particular record within each of those filters, you could have almost like a mini or micro farm again.
Right, your own little micro farm.
Your own micro farm that you can basically market to.
Right.
Very good.
And I could come in, I could show them on a map. And by the way, the map function works for all the micro farms. So you can come in here and you can see any one of your micro farms on a map and show that functionality. You can also come in and you can go to the premium data, which brings the farm to a whole new level. And when you go into the premium data, you'll see that you have notice of trust deed sales. You have, notice of defaults, notice of trust deed sales, phones, emails, marriages, births, deaths, and divorces. So let's go through some of those records.
And that's very powerful. Data is, and are we going to go through the premium data in this particular?
I think we're just going to fly through it real quick just so they get an idea, but just keep in mind the premium data, you can actually go in and you can purchase this data. You get notified that your farm has premium data available, and then you can come in here and you can purchase it. They are set up on monthly fees, and very soon we will have it so they can buy them on individual records.
Very good. So the users will have both options where they can do an all-you-can-eat plan at $39.99. Is that correct?
I think you have two plans actually. So you actually have $19.95 and you have a $39.95. So the $19.95 includes notice of defaults and trust deed sales, and $39.95 includes the phones, the emails, the marriages, the deaths, the births, and the divorces.
And the divorces. Well. Very good.
So the last thing I want to talk on this overview is the mail merge capability to actually create letters. So here I'm going to go to out of state. I'm going to come down to the merge letters, and there's 387 letters, and then 387 records. And then I can come in and I can see any one of the pre-built letters that Kareem you gave us. They're great letters, very well written. You can come in and you can preview the letter, or you can mail merge the letter. Now the beautiful part is I can come in and I can see the individual letter to see what it's going to look like. I can modify that letter, I can change that letter, I can do whatever I want to it, but I can also mail merge that letter. Now here it takes all that hassle of taking a CSV file, taking it into Excel, then mapping it to Word, and then actually creating a PDF. This emails you a 383-page PDF with all the mail merge letters, and it's a link, so they don't have to deal with those enormous files. They can forward it to their printer, and their printer can print it out, or they can download it on their own computer.
And that's a very important point, Javier. The processing of a mail merge is usually painful for a lot of our customers. They usually use private label marketing software that allows them to do that. So this is all inclusive that comes within their farm, creates the full PDF, and it's not even attached. It's just basically a link that's being processed on your servers.
Correct. Now we should mention the mail merge functionality does require the upgrade, because title companies are not allowed to do mail merge functions for agents per SB 133, but it's a very nominal fee, and I think they're going to really love the system.
No, but this is included also in the premium.
Correct. When they upgrade to the premium, it's all inclusive, the mail merge functionality. But let's not forget there's a ton of features that are free that don't cost them a dime. But that mail merge functionality takes a lot of hassle away.
Okay, so let's assume people or some of our customers didn't want to use the premium version, but they really more like the mail merge feature. What does that cost?
The mail merge feature in their system, and I can go into the pricing so you can see it. So they can come in here and they can choose the upgrade function, and the upgrade function for them is $19.95 if they want the mail merge function and the notice of defaults and notice of trust deed sales. And they also have the $39.95 function, which includes all that plus the marriages, deaths, divorces, births, and the phones and emails.
Okay.
So Kareem, why don't we get into some of those other videos and go into the more detailed functions?
Very good. Thank you, Javier.
Thank you.